Giants bringing pressure. Wilson lofting. Wilson has a man out there. Wilson has the touchdown. It's a second touchdown for Calvin Austin.
Oh my goodness. What a beautiful throw to the flag. Calvin Austin beating the pants off of his cover man and able to turn it as he crossed over the goal line and then turned towards that flag. That ball was already in the air, arced in and dropped just like a hovercraft.
A 26-18 win for the Pittsburgh Steelers, thanks to some help from Calvin Austin III. Hi, everybody. I'm Missi Matthews. Welcome to the Extra Point presented by Microsoft Surface. We're heading into the bye week at 6-2, but we got to talk about Monday Night Football, and to help me do so, Bob Pompeani is on hand. It was an exciting one. It might have started slow, but they got things going.
They got things going when they had to. Some big plays defensively, Missi, especially in the second half. And offensively, the deep ball was unlocked by Russell Wilson. And you just saw from Calvin Austin, special teams continues to play a role in this. And, you put all those three facets together, you'd normally get wins, and they did last game against the Giants.
All right, let's go back to the first quarter where things started. As we said, a little slow, but the Steelers getting their 22nd win on Monday Night Football at home. And Calvin Austin involved early in this game, Bob.
Yeah, and I think it's important to get all these guys involved, and that's what Russell Wilson has done. I thought maybe Pickens was being focused on too much with Justin Fields, but now he's moving it around, and I think everyone's engaged.
I think Jaylen Warren also getting him back acclimated into the offense. We've seen a lot of Najee Harris, but we know what we've seen from Jaylen Warren going back to last season with those two guys in that 1-2 punch.
Yeah, 1-2 punch is big. 2nd and 9, though. This looked like a touchdown. Beautiful rollout by Russell Wilson right on the money to George Pickens. However, flags, and there were a lot of flags in this game once again.
Yep, don't love the face mask call. As you said, looked good. The energy in the building was pretty high at that point, but Broderick Jones getting called for that, so no good. But luckily for the Steelers, they have Chris Boswell, Mr. Automatic. They still were able to get points on the board. But again, finding the end zone and finding it early is something the Steelers have been preaching and harping on these first 8 games in the season.
Yeah, and Boswell is Mr. Automatic, made everyone, and makes it look so easy. You really take him for granted, but man, the guy is so clutch in close games like the NFL plays week in and week out. This is what you get, close games.
All right, jumping to the second quarter, here we see Najee Harris, just the angry runs that we continue to see from him and what he's doing to opposing defenses, even though they know what he's capable of doing.
And he can go to the Olympics with this high hurdle right here. He just went right over above Banks, and that was that. And you go low, I'll go high. And he's very good at it when he is offered the opportunity to do it.
All right, some more George Pickens here to get the first down. And, I mean, he was shedding some blockers there as well.
Yes, he was. And, looking for those yards after catch. Very active. You can tell that his snap count has certainly been up since there was snap management a few weeks ago. But when you have a quarterback moving the ball around as Russell Wilson does, everyone has to be on high alert, maybe coming your way.
Okay, this one felt like a touchdown. Live looked like a touchdown, but then you go to the replay, and unfortunately not. Have you ever seen something like this?
No, but 2 feet did get down. Do they have to re-examine that rule? Does it have to be right-left? Could it be right-right?
But he had room to get left-right, or right-left, right. But unfortunately for the Steelers, another touchdown that could have been that wasn't.
Yeah, and I thought it was a great play by Pickens. Honestly, when you saw it, it's a touchdown. There's no way. But that replay assistance came into play and sets up another Boswell field goal.
All right, here's what Coach Tomlin had to say about getting off to another slow start.
We shot ourselves in the foot some early, man, settling for 3. We gave up a couple big plays that allowed them to generate some scoring drives. They kicked 3. But I just like the overall look of the group at halftime. We acknowledged where we were. We acknowledged we needed some plays, man, to break this thing open. And I had a bunch of guys that wanted to be the reason why we were successful.
And Pomp, I think both sides thinking sitting there at 9-9 at the half, that's what you needed to do was find the end zone. And luckily for the Steelers, they were more successful in various ways to do so.
Yes, and special teams came up big when it had to. And, Calvin Austin's been doing this, and you knew at one point it was going to happen, Missi. He was going to take one back. And he ran across the field. I don't know how many yards he ran to get to the end zone, but boy, it was a tremendous play, and that's probably the biggest play of this game.
All right, let's go to that drive. The Steelers defense trying hard to limit what some of the chunk plays we saw. Alex Highsmith told me after the game it was just focusing on the little details that they weren't doing in the first half, why they were having success getting to Daniel Jones. 2 sacks for Alex Highsmith, 2 for TJ Watt. We'll get to that one at the end, but here is a pivotal play where you stop them from being able to get points even remotely close to where they needed to be, and then forcing something really good to happen. So let's take a look at something special teams related for the 4th straight week.
Calvin Austin has retreated back to the 39 to wait for this Matt Hawk punt. Flag flies as Hawk boots a low line drive. Austin retreating back to his 26 will take it. He's going to start to the left, trying to get to the outside there, and he's going to get there, and he's going to cross the 40. He's going to cross midfield. He's going to cross the 40 of the Giants. Here he goes, racing down the left sideline. Calvin Austin is in for the score. What a run by Calvin Austin. Flag comes in late, a 74-yard return as Calvin Austin has electrified this crowd at Acrisure Stadium.
All right, and Bob, the flag made me a little nervous, I'm not going to lie, because you're wondering what was that exactly called for. Luckily for the Steelers, it counted, and I think, Danny Smith was not tackled, but very excited to see his unit once again showing out and helping them when they needed to.
There's no question. I mean, he should be carried off the field by these guys. Gently, because he is 71, although he looks more like 51. But I'll say, in that play, when I saw the flag and I saw Jeremiah Moon hit the punter, because they were calling everything in this game, I thought that was going to nullify. At the time, you didn't know it was going to be a return of 73 yards for a touchdown, but they didn't call it. And once they didn't, then good vibes came of that. And boy, what a tremendous return, because he had to go all the way across the field and still get the edge. He's fast, and that speed came into play on that return.
You can't teach fast. Let's move on a little bit further in the game where the Steelers were able to continue with the momentum. Steelers on offense here, and we've talked about it. Russell Wilson, his ability to spread the ball around, but what a catch by Van Jefferson. Back-to-back games where he's making plays that really count.
No question about it. And you see the protection starts there, and he has the opportunity through it. And a great adjustment there. That's a difficult catch. I think people don't understand. He was well covered, and he had to go down to scoop it. Big play by Jefferson.
All right, some more Najee, this time through the air. But again, he is known for that. It's something he did at Alabama and something he continued to do with the Steelers.
And then I thought this was his best throw of the night, one of them. The other one to Pickens later, but Austin got behind his man, and he laid it right there. It's a typical Russell Wilson kind of deep throw.
Love to see it, especially for Calvin Austin. Last week, it was Beanie Bishop getting 2 interceptions for Calvin Austin, 2 touchdowns. And then, Pomp, it would not be a Steelers win in primetime without TJ Watt impacting the game. Let's take a look.
Towel swirling at Acrisure. Snap back to Jones, looking, and has the ball batted away and recovered by TJ Watt. Strip sack, recovery, Steelers ball. Tremendous turn of events late in the 4th quarter at Acrisure Stadium.
Unbelievable. When you need him most, he delivers the most. TJ Watt in a play that you got to see it to see it, and then see it and hope you believe it.
And you certainly do not want to be on an island with number 90, TJ Watt. He will take advantage of it every single time. Alex Highsmith said it happened so quickly. He knew TJ was going to get the ball out and said he could not believe that he beat him to recovering his own forced fumble.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. The hat trick of everything right there. The strip sack, the fumble, the forced fumble, the recovery. But the thing about it, I was surprised. Brian Daboll and his team allowed single coverage at that point. Devin Singletary in the game did not move over and help his tackle. And all of a sudden, when TJ Watt gets those opportunities, and they're not many, because most teams have liked to put some help over there, he was alone. And when he got alone, he took full advantage of it.
Yeah, great night for him. Great night for Alex Highsmith as well, and the rest of the Steelers defense able to, clamp down in the second half and make the adjustments and to really make the night miserable for Daniel Jones. Didn't have a good game last week, sacked 7 times, and I'm sure he didn't love what happened last night either.
Listen, I'll say this about Daniel Jones. He's hit on just about every play. He's a tough cookie out there. He really is. He doesn't get out of games, and I think when he has time, he can be effective. But as the game wore on, the Steelers got to him more often. And the coverage was good. It takes both of those aspects to work. And I thought later in the game, the corners did a good job, the safeties did, and of course the pressure allowed those sacks to happen.
All right, thanks so much for helping us recap. Happy bye week to you. The Steelers sitting at 6-2. Thanks so much for joining us for the Extra Point presented by Microsoft Surface. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you back here after the Commanders game.